So in this video, I'm going to share with you a few tips that I myself use every single day to make the person I talk to feel special and make them feel at ease. So the number one tip I can give you is be comfortable with pauses and be comfortable with silence. What a lot of people do is they jump in, they feel uncomfortable by the silence. So they jump in, use a lot of words that don't even make sense in order to not even have the silence exist anymore. So when you jump in to just feel the silence, what's going to happen is that you're often limiting the other person from being able to say what they want to fully. And you yourself, you're not allowing yourself to formulate a proper reply, a proper response to what they're saying. In my experience, if you offer even 1-2 seconds of silence, the other person, more often than not, complete their point. So more often than not, finish the point. Let's say someone's ranting to you or they're talking about the day, and at some point they stop themselves and think. Don't rush in to finish them off, or don't rush in and offer your own opinion or whatever you have to say. Don't rush in to respond yet. Wait for the other person to finish. And you'll see that most of the time, they have something more to say. And that final little bit could be the thing that connects both of you the most. Second tip I can give you, it's a pretty easy one, is to pay attention to the other person. Now this sounds very, very self-explanatory, but a lot of people don't do this. They gaze their eye at something else, they avert their eye, they keep looking around the room, scanning the room, or oh, he's so boring, or I wish I could be talking to someone else. No, I'm not saying, you have to always be entertained and you only have to talk to entertaining people. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you make an effort to pay attention to them by looking at them, not staring at them, staring into the soul the whole bloody time, don't do that. But if you just look at them, if you pay attention to what the words, pay attention to what they're trying to tell you, it will make you more likable and it will make you appear more charismatic. One of my most favorite books of all time when it comes to social skills and overcoming social anxiety is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. In this book, Dale was talking to a woman and the woman was recounting how she felt after a dinner party. So she spoke to 2 men, and one man made her feel like he is the most special person in the world, and the other man made her feel like she is the most special person in the world. And how did he do that? By letting her talk, by letting her speak. People, we're humans, we like to talk about ourselves, okay? We like sharing our own opinions, our views. We like to jump in and offer unsolicited advice. I do that a lot of times, so I'm trying to work on that. But the point is, if you just hear what the other person has to say, and if you do it authentically, people will want to spend more time with you. Because at the end of the day, people just want to feel heard, okay? I want to feel heard, you want to feel heard. We all just want to feel heard sometimes. We don't need therapy, we don't need advice necessarily. We just want to feel heard, that's it. The third tip I can give you is to often summarize what the other person said and use a hook point to continue the conversation. For example, let's say someone's telling you about their trip to Bali. I'm going to use Bali as an example because it's like the Australian rite of passage. You're not Australian if you've never ever traveled to Bali. Right? That's how the people here think. Anyhow, let's say someone is telling you about their trip to Bali and they ended up with, I've never been to Bali before and that was best time of my life so far. You use that, the end, okay, of what they just said, okay? Oh, okay, it sounds like you had a great time there, you really enjoyed yourself, okay? Is there anything that makes you want to go back there? Something like that. This is an example. This is really, really powerful. What it does is not only it makes the other person feel heard and feel validated, it also makes them want to open up to you more. And believe me, trust me when I say this, if you give the other person a chance to feel heard, to feel validated, right, to be a good listener, to be there for them, You get invited to parties, you get invited to social events, people will want to just keep hanging out with you. That's how it works. I learned this tip from some of my friends who are very, very charismatic, and I've used it myself a couple of times. Of course, there is no underlying agenda, and I don't want to be friends with everybody I talk to, and you shouldn't want to be friends with everyone you talk to as well. But if you just give everyone a chance, right, an opportunity for them to connect, it will go a long way. You have so many friends that you'll know what to do with, okay? And not just superficial friends who you just talk about the weather, but have deep connections where people you would take a bullet for. These types of friendships. Now, go and do something that scares you today.